What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, we got Terence Bud Crawford. He's on Twitter, and he's having a meltdown on Twitter, and he's lashing out against, Danny Garcia and Keith one-time Thurman. His arrogancy is starting to show. His ego is at an all-time high right now, and he's pounding his chest like King Kong did at the top of the skyscraper. I mean, the guy's on cloud nine. He beat Earl Spence, and now he thinks he's the best ever, and he thinks he's always been the best. But we got receipts to prove differently than what Terence Crawford is promoting. So, Terence Crawford gets on Twitter. This is via Fight Hub. He says, My, how the tables have turned. Oh, you're taking a page out of Earl Spence's book, but we'll keep going. Danny Swift, you and Keith Thurman will never, and I mean never, get a shot at the top dog, and that's me. Y'all whole HOE, ASS, ESS didn't want to, no smoke when I wanted to fight, remember? Now y'all want to fight so bad. Go keep fighting each other like before. So, first of all, Keith Thurman was the man at 147. And to this day, still has the best resume at 147. Right? He got wins over Robert Guerrero, Josito Lopez, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia when he was undefeated. There's another guy he fought. Let me go to my Collazo. You know what I'm saying? He was the WBA champ, the super welterweight champ, and the WBC champ. So when you look at Crawford's resume at that time, when Thurman was the man, Thurman was, there was two eras. You got the Mayweather era and the post-Mayweather era. Thurman was on the rise at the end of the Floyd Mayweather era into the new post-Mayweather era, right? He was in line to fight Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather ended up fighting Andre Berto. So that's where Thurman was at the time. I don't even think Crawford was at 147 at this time when Floyd was fighting. When Floyd retired, because Thurman didn't get the fight, remember? Mayweather ducked Thurman and said, in order for me to fight you, you need to fight Earl Spence, biggest duck in history of Floyd Mayweather's career when he did that. And I'm a Floyd fan, Money Team. This is the Money Team shirt. You know what I'm saying? TMT, big fan of Floyd, but that was a duck. So, when Crawford came to 140, first of all, you had Spence there. Spence had only beat, I want to say Chris Ocampo, and he was trying to fight Keith Thurman. And Thurman, like any other champ that's at the top, was saying the fight was too premature, that Spence needed to go get a win, get some wins, so we could build the fight up down the line, right? Then Thurman ended up getting injured. No difference than Spence getting injured in car accidents and having to take some time off and becoming inactive and back and forth. Now, do I think Keith Thurman kind of milked some of his inactivities and injuries so he could let these other guys fight and hash out who the best was, and then he would come back and fight the guy at the top? I think he did. And I think it backfired on him. But I think he had another opportunity to redeem himself when he fought Manny Pacquiao, but he fell short. But my whole point is this. By the time Crawford got there, Crawford was a nobody at 147. He was a nobody at 147. So if he was calling out Thurman, no, he wasn't going to get a fight right then and there. That's just not logical. But he was calling out Spence. Crawford was calling out Spence. And Spence didn't fight him off the bat. It took 5 years. But he still fought Spence. Let's keep going. It's funny how all these fighters want to fight now, but back then, all they could say was, I haven't fought nobody. Now they begging, looking for a check. I can't make this up. Terence, you only fought Earl Spence is your best win at 147. It ain't Jeff Horn. It ain't Benavidez, the one-leg Benavidez when he got shot in his leg. Your best win today was a fight that you had in July. So, no, you ain't been fighting nobody. You fought Sean Porter when Sean Porter was ready to retire. He had already been beaten by Keith Thurman. He had already been beaten by Earl Spence. He had already been beaten by Kell Brook. I mean, you fought leftovers. You fought damaged. Kell Brook was damaged. He went up in weight, got his eye sockets broke, got stopped. He came back down, got his eye sockets broke again, got stopped, and then you fought him. That's your fault. You fought these guys past their best after Thurman had already done all the damage, and after Spence done all the damage, then here you come. Let's keep going. All these fighters that was claiming to be their own bosses was hiding behind the term called Al. Now they talking like they can fight whoever they want. Boy, y'all some pawns. Go sit down. Okay, so when he was talking to Earl Spence in the back of the hotel, when the fight, I don't know what fight it was. There was a fight. They met up at the back of the arena. They was in like the storage area, whatever they was, boiler room. And he said, when we gonna fight, Earl? Earl said, well, Al said, I'm gonna have to fight, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and this and this. I mean, apparently, yeah, that's what happened. You waited. You still waited 5 years, and you fought him. You still fought Spence. So what's the difference other than Spence was the money guy that you had a chance to fight for the money, and now that you got the money, now you don't want to share. Let's keep going, man. Y'all created a whole term. He on the wrong side of the street. Earl Spence coined that term, and you fought Earl Spence. That was Earl Spence's term. He's on the wrong side of the street. Keith Thurman never said that, and if he did, he was biting off Earl Spence. Earl Spence started that term. That was Earl Spence's saying, but you still fought Earl Spence, and you about to fight Earl again in a rematch. So y'all created a whole term. He on the wrong side of the street. When in boxing have you ever heard some stuff like that until I moved up? Yeah, you had to let the fight materialize. If you and Earl Spence would have fought right then and there, y'all wouldn't have made the money that y'all made because y'all waited so many years and Earl got a chance to fight Danny Garcia, and Earl had to fight Sean Porter, and Earl had to fight Kell Brook and go get the belts. Earl had to go get all 3 belts. And then Crawford, with his 1 belt, he fights the other champ. He only fought 2 champs at 147. Earl Spence did all the lifting. Here he come, and he benefits off of it. Same way he's trying to go fight Jermell or Canelo to get all the belts, not doing no heavy lifting. He ain't fighting nobody else at 168. Same thing he did at the lower weights. He had the WBO, then he fought another champ that had the 3 belts, and he got all 4 belts. But he didn't fight all 4 champs. He didn't fight all 4 champs. Thurman fought all the champs. Spence fought the champs. You fought 2 champions at 147. So yeah, you was on the wrong side of the street because Top Rank didn't have the fighters over there. You was fighting trash cans and garbage. So yeah, you was on the wrong side of the street. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Terence Crawford got all these fans fooled. His best win at 147 is Earl Spence Jr. Period. That's it. He talking like he cleaned out the whole division. Did me dirty. Had all these people that don't know anything about boxing all trying to discredit my accomplishments. He haven't fought nobody. You haven't. Lies. But no one wanted to be that so-called somebody. Well, Earl was the sacrificial lamb. You fought Earl Spence. You get credit for that. You ain't, outside of that, your 147 resume is trash. Nobody can dispute that. Keith Thurman's resume at 147 to this day is better than Terence Crawford's. Terence Crawford only fought Earl Spence and Jeff Horn. That was it. That was it. It's the only 2 people he's getting credit for. 2 champions, Jeff Horn, Earl Spence.
You ever seen yourself being able?
So, man, Terence makes it easy not to like him. You know what I'm saying? I just tell it like it is, man. Keith Thurman and them was not going to fight you because you had just gotten to the weight division. You hadn't established your name at 147 division. And really you just now really established who you are this last July. That was your biggest win, your biggest payday you ever had. That was the first time you was on pay-per-view in front of a large audience instead of fighting on ESPN Plus and DAZN or whatever you was fighting on. People really got to see who you got exposure this last fight. Outside of Spence fight, you was a nobody. Your pay-per-view numbers was trash. Pull up Keith Thurman's pay-per-view numbers and pull up Crawford's numbers. His numbers is better than Crawford's. All around the board. All around the board. Nobody at 147 had a better resume than Keith Thurman. To this day. To this day. To this day. He didn't fought Manny Pacquiao. Who fought Manny Pacquiao? Now he lost. But he fought Manny Pacquiao. He beat all the guys first. Only person that Spence fought that Thurman hadn't fought before he fought Crawford was Ugas. That's it. Oh, and Kell Brook. But Kell Brook was washed up. Kell Brook was washed up. You know it and I know it. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm out.